What's up, guys? It's Gun Loving Texan here. Gonna be doing something a little different today. Gonna be doing a story time slash a little advice on this firearm right here of how this got stolen from me and how I got it back. I just want to point out, I apologize for the lighting in this video. This apartment really sucks for lighting, and I've been able to make it work in a few videos, but for some reason it's not working today. I know I'm white, but I'm not this white. This is damn near see-through white, ghostly white. So I apologize, so just stick with me, ignore it. Also, safety check. It is unloaded. So this is a story of how this got stolen and how I got it back. This is a Glock 19 Gen 3 with a Nibic slide, which I believe is a nickel boron coating, which comes from Glock that way from the factory. And it's corrosion resistant, all that hoopla stuff. But a few years ago, when I got this, I was planning on getting my license to carry, and for some reason, I don't remember what, this is what I decided to carry. And at that time, actually, I hated Glocks. I was a Glock hater. Everybody had them. They were everywhere. They all looked the same. I just got sick of hearing and seeing about them. But somehow I so wound it up with the damn Glock 19, just like everyone else. But if I would get one, I wanted to be different, so that's why I went this Nibic slide here and barrel. A little two-tone finish, looks pretty good, I think. So I want to be different. So I was planning on getting my license after this, do all the process, but life got in the way, as everyone knows, and kept procrastinating, kept getting pushed back. So between then, this was my bedside gun slash truck gun, because in the great state of Texas, you are legally able, without a license or anything, to have a gun in your vehicle as long as it's concealed. So I kept it in there everywhere I went, but every time I come home, I always brought it inside, set it next to my bed. Never left it in overnight, always brought it in when I came home. Except for one night, I don't know why, what happened, but I left it in my truck. Left it in the center console. And I completely forgot about it and just left it in there. It was the first and only time it happened. So I walk out next morning to go to work, and I saw my window was busted, my stereo was ripped out, and the first thing I did was yell fuck, and the second thing I did was go right to the center console to check if this was there, and it was gone. I was scared, I was worried, I was freaking out. I've never had my truck broken into, I've never had a gun stolen from me, I've never had something so serious stolen from me. I mean, I like this gun a lot, and it was damn near $600 guns. I mean, that's kind of a big loss. So it was stolen from me, and that was a bad morning. Great way to start a fucking day, I tell you. But the first thing I did was call the cops and report what happened and report that this was stolen. I gave them the serial number and all that stuff. I mean, other than this, when it comes to a vehicle being broken into, there's really nothing police can do. So don't be surprised if they don't even show up. If they tell you there's nothing they can do, because there's really nothing they can do. I've experienced multiple vehicle break-ins that weren't mine, and there's really nothing a whole lot they can do unless something gets left behind. So they didn't even come out, but I reported this stolen. And if a gun gets stolen, you better kiss it goodbye. Just get it over with, because you're never going to see this gun. You're never going to see a gun again. It's very, very, very unlikely that you ever will see your firearm again if it gets stolen. And a little side note, I had, this was taken out of my driveway at night, which this was loaded, full 15+1, ready to go. And it's kind of scary because this was taken out of my driveway. I mean, they could have come in the house. I mean, they would have had a gun ready to go. It's kind of scary, and I understand it's a little irresponsible, and they could have done some damage to me. I know my girlfriend at the time, who was my wife now, she was really worried. She's like, what if they come back? And I mean, it was kind of scary. So, and also, I had no indication of I had a firearm in my vehicle. No stickers, nothing. I think they just went in for the radio, and while you're in there, they're going to, because it was a pretty nice stereo. It was a touchscreen one. So, if you're in there, you're going to look around, see what else is there. I know they took an iPod and stuff too. So This gun was gone. 2 years later, I've damn near forgotten about this gun. I think about it every once in a while, but 2 years later, I've forgotten about it. And at this time I have my license, and I carry a Glock 19 now. Yeah, this Glock hater turned into a Glock fanboy. So I have a Glock 29, which is a 10 millimeter subcompact. I carry it everywhere I go. I love it. So that's what I carry now. Even though I got this back, I still use the 29. So I was at work one day and I got a call from the Garland police. 2 years later, 2 years later after this got stolen, I got a call from the Garland police detective, and it's, sir, did you ever have a firearm stolen? I'm like, yes, I did. It was a Glock. And he's like, well, what color was it? I'm like, it was a two-tone, silver and black. And he's like, well, I'm happy to inform you we have found it. That made my day. That was like one of the best days of my life. I was so happy, excited. It's awesome. I was ecstatic. And so he told me, well, we're going to send you a letter. And in a couple weeks, you get a letter, and it'll be your court date and everything like that. And, we'll go from there. So I said, awesome. And a little story behind this. So this gun was found at was sold to a pawn shop. The guy came in, sold it. They ran the serial number. No, it was stolen. They seized the gun. They didn't arrest the guy or nothing happened to the guy trying to sell it. He says he bought it from someone, doesn't know who, doesn't remember, but we all know that's a load of shit. Didn't want to give any information. He sold it to the pawn shop. Pawn shop turned it into police because it was stolen. So on my court date, I had to appear in court. Because the pawn shop had it is why I had to appear in court. And if I didn't appear in court, and the representative for the pawn shop did, they would get to keep it. So I made damn sure I'd be there on time and wouldn't miss it for anything. And really, it was a court case, but it was with a whole bunch of other people, traffic violations, other stolen property, things like that. So they just did a whole bunch of things. It wasn't a big court deal like jury duty or anything. So did all that. It was actually, the process for this was a lot shorter than the wait. So me and the pawn shop representative with the detective appeared in front of the judge, and it was very quick. And they told the story and everything, and the judge is like, "Well, it was mine to begin with. It was stolen from me, so the gun belongs to me." So that was it. And so the detective gave me paperwork, and he told me to go down to the police lockup, which is down the road. And so I went down there, and I picked it up, showed my ID, and picked it up. The whole process and pick up everything didn't take long. I got it all in one morning. So I got my 19 back, something I never thought I'd see again. So that's a story. And now I'm going to go into the advice when it comes to having something getting stolen, to prevent from getting something stolen. First things first, when you buy a firearm, always keep receipts, any documents, take pictures of it, where it shows the serial number, things like that. And if you buy private sale, always keep a bill of sale, always do a bill of sale. That way it protects you and it protects them. Protects you from buying a stolen gun, and it protects them from the gun they sell being used in a crime or what have you. So you do that. Keep your receipts. Keep any documentations, because this gun got stolen, and I was able to tell them what it was because I had the receipt with their serial number on it. So, which kind of sucks, because in that time I've sold the extra magazines that I had with this gun. I've sold the case, so this is all I have left now. One mag, one gun, no case, nothing. But that's okay. So, like I said, keep all the paperwork, all that stuff, receipts. And then next, if you're going, always keep your guns locked up. If you're going to leave it in your truck for a truck gun, or because you can't carry it somewhere, invest in a lock box, some way to lock it and keep it out of sight and locked up. Especially do it at home too. Get a gun safe, lock it up, and bolt that safe down so someone can't take it. Don't put it in your glove compartment. Don't put it under the seat. Don't put it in the center console. Those are like the first places people are going to look. I mean, you can have them in there when you're in the truck for, quick and easy access, but when you leave the truck, put it in a locked box, especially if it's loaded. It's kind of irresponsible to leave a loaded gun in a vehicle. But I understand you do need to protect yourself, but please invest in a locked box and keep it in there. Also, another thing is kind of to keep your vehicle from being broken into. Yeah, a lot of times with stereos, I mean, it's kind of going to happen. It just depends where you are. Sometimes you can remove this, the stereo face unit, or sometimes you can't. But don't leave backpacks, don't leave computers, don't leave anything that will, give them a reason to break into your vehicle. Because if you have some of those and you have a gun, chances are they're going to get the gun. So don't leave anything in there, bags or anything that will give them any second to decide if they want to go in there. So don't even give them that choice. Another thing is, on your vehicles, don't put any stickers that relate to anything in firearms. No NRA, no Glock stickers, no nothing. Nothing that relates with anything firearms, because if they see that, and it's an opportunity, they're going to break in. It takes no time at all to break into cars. And people ignore alarms. They don't do anything. So if they see gun stickers, there's a good chance there's a firearm in there. So I recommend don't put any firearm related stickers. I see people drive around like the whole back windows are covered from, gun manufacturer stickers from every manufacturer out there, and just screaming, hey, this is what I have. And some people have exact stickers of exact guns they got. It's stupid. So don't be one of those people that, puts your stickers all over your cars. And just report the second your firearms get stolen in your house or your car. Please report them to the police. That way the liability gets taken off you, and they can find it, and maybe hopefully they are able to discover it. I know the only reason they found it was because it was returned in a pawn shop. Maybe some other way it might have been used in a crime, if they would be the only other way they would find it. So, I'm glad they got my gun back, but at the same time, it's kind of like, ew, because who knows whose hands this was been in, where it was. Whose pants it's been in too. So it's kind of, just keep it at a dead distance, just because you don't know where it's been. But also, another little extra story, make it real quick. I bought a private sale. I bought a firearm from a police officer one time, and he was telling me, we got into a discussion that this got stolen, and he's like, yeah, don't put guns in your cars. I'm like, I know. But he was telling me one of his buddies who was in SWAT had his rifle and his pistol in his truck, and they got stolen. And they found his gun in a dead guy's hand in a crime scene, later down the road. So that's kind of shocking, because if these get stolen, you never know where these are going to end up. So doing your part to protect our rights and to make gun owners look good is keep your guns locked up, so criminals makes it harder for criminals to get them, and they don't attain them, because the criminals, as we all know, are the ones that make us gun owners look bad. So yeah, that's about it. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, please let me know. And thanks for watching. I might do some more kind of videos like these.